It's been an interesting 24 hours for Cleveland, by the way. We not only are we getting dogged by WNBA stars, which is just an absurd thing, and we don't have to go down that road again. Taylor Swift is at restaurants in Chagrin Falls. So think about Taylor Swift is at restaurants in Chagrin Falls while LeBron is doing charity golf tournaments, I guess, or just golfing at country clubs in and around Northeast Ohio while wearing welcome home hats. I don't know what world I'm living in, but any combo of Taylor Swift and LeBron James in Northeast Ohio is a good world.
Yeah, it's a good world. I think that we're also sitting in a spot of LeBron enjoying the media attention too, as he might commonly
he's trolling. I mean, let's be honest about it. And this is what LeBron does. Here, LeBron, you got your attention. I'm going to serve it to you right now. The welcome home hat is just one big troll. It's just whether or not we are going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe here. And the report today, Kurt Heelan of Pro Basketball Talk, which is just the offshoot of Pro Football Talk with the Florio NBC site. It's the basketball version, but Kurt's been around for a long time. He's reporting today the Cavs are not that interested in LeBron James, which I don't know about you, but if my wife was like, hey, do you want some pizza? And I'm like, I'm not that interested. You know what she does with the pizza? She puts it in the fridge. She's like, okay, he doesn't want that pizza. Like what not that interested tells me is that the Cavs are already letting people know if you're thinking about it with LeBron, we got the no-go sign up.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it'd be one way or the other. Like, you don't just go, maybe later. Like, I mean, with pizza, you might, but not with LeBron. It's either I'm all in or I'm all out.
Well, so is that the leeway we have, though? Is that what it is? It's like, so they're not interested if it's Darius Garland and Jared Allen and Max Strus, like some of the deals that we've seen out there, or even involving DeAndre Hunter. But we are interested if it's Jared Allen and a bag of basketballs. Like, if you want to make that the trade, if you want to basically give us LeBron James in return, then we'll have that conversation. Or the way I should put it, if LeBron tells the Lakers, you have to find a way to get me to Cleveland because I won you a title in the bubble and I've been a loyal servant and a good employee for this amount of time. You're going to do right by me and I want to go back home. Well, then maybe they would answer that. But where the price currently sits, a little too steep, a little too rich for their blood.
Yeah, and I think that if the goal for LeBron, too, like in the entire scope of things, if this was true and LeBron really wanted to make his way back to Cleveland, wouldn't you not pick up the $53 million option? Because, listen, LeBron's going to get paid. LeBron should get paid. But if you want to make it back to Cleveland, it's not that hard to go talk to Rob Pelinka or whoever else you need to in the Lakers front office and go, I want to go back to Cleveland. How much money they got? Can they afford me if I go $53 million? They'd be like, no, not a chance they can afford you at 53.
So remember years ago, LeBron was, as Tom Brady was taking discounts to try to win Super Bowls with an S with New England and was being paid $10 to $15 million when he should have been paid 3 times that at the time. LeBron was always steadfast. Like he had, at one point in when going to Miami, he had made the decision, no hometown discounts, no discounts in general. I'm taking the most amount of money possible. And his thinking behind that was simple. He's been vocal about this. His theory was, I have to, because the moment we start taking discounts, there'll be pressure like there is in the NFL for other star quarterbacks to take discounts to keep up with the Joneses. And by Joneses, he meant the Tom Bradys of the world that are at their apex and not taking the most amount of money. Now, I know, hardly being the hero that he thinks he's being by saying, I'll be the one to fall on the sword and take the max money. And everyone should look at me as if I'm doing this for the betterment of the NBA superstar. But he's been steadfast in that. And so, it would be a shock if all of a sudden he had veered off of that.
Can we be honest? That's just LeBron going, if I take a hometown discount now, people are going to expect me to take a hometown discount when this contract's up and when that contract's up. And I don't want to do that.
It's exactly what it was. He didn't want to play for pennies on the dollar. He knew his worth. And part of the way and his justification of it was the moment I start taking discounts to go to places, the moment everyone asks their superstar to do so as well. And before you know it, really SGA should send him more than an edible arrangement in the mail. He should send him the reason why SGA gets a $72 million per year deal and the Supermax is where it's at is because LeBron kept forcing the hand. LeBron was big and he was implemental in that. And so I'll never begrudge him for reaching down and picking up $53 million on the ground. But let's talk turkey here. Let's get to reality. When you see the Kurt Heelan report that the Cavs aren't interested and the Cavs aren't that interested, does it make you think we're out of the LeBron James sweepstakes?
It's probably a 1%. Yeah, it's about completely out. I think if you wanted him, there would be reports. Either you'd hear nothing, it'd be radio silence in it, or you'd hear the Cavs are all in. They'd want to go completely in for LeBron. They'd do everything. It'd be like, oh, teams are calling about Jared Allen. Darius Garland's coming up in trade talks. I think a lot of it plays into it because I think that it goes deeper too than just like Kobe Altman and everybody else. I mean, Donovan was on Taylor Rooks in Bleacher Report earlier this week saying, hey, we're not going to do it the LeBron way. We're going to do it with our guys, blah, blah. That's also almost directly saying, hey, I want to do it my way. I want to do it as me being here in a new version of the Cavs, probably not bringing LeBron back. Like, I don't think he'd be very happy with that decision in the first place.
I would tell Donovan to grow up. It's not your call at this point.
I just think, like, at the point where he's at, do you really want to upset your stars?
If Donovan's going to get upset by bringing LeBron in, then I got to question who Donovan even is as a person or a player. Like that, like bringing LeBron in can't be perceived as a bad thing. The only question mark for the Cavs and Kobe Altman is, do you want to take what is a sure thing right now? The sure thing is the core four running it back and being a good regular season team. Still question marks attached to the postseason, but like you're going to win enough to be a 1, 2, or a 3 seed, and you're not going to just completely face plant. Where if you bring LeBron in here, there's extremely high stakes attached to that. You can win an NBA Finals. Everyone can see that happening with Donovan, with Mobley, and LeBron. That's an easy way to look at that. And there's also the other side of things. What if Donovan gets injured, LeBron starts to showcase his age, and Father Time does stay undefeated, and in this case actually gets a right hand jab in on LeBron, and before you know it, it's Evan Mobley trying to grow on his own. Like that's a lot more of a risk. The reward is greater, in my opinion. I think you need to do something like this in order to get to that mountaintop, but the risk is a lot larger. And Kobe Altman might not be the wheeling dealing type at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, the ceiling's undeniable, but the problem is the floor. It's going to sound really weird to me. And the floor is the ceiling. Like, it is championship
That's Michael
or bust.
Jordan.
Yeah, but it's championship or bust.
How did you say that without quoting Michael Jordan, by the way?
I don't know.
Did the quote not go to your head at all? Or were you just like, hey, I'm first guy ever to say the floor is the ceiling? I'm not sure.
No, I know I wasn't the first one. I don't know. It didn't pop into my head as an MJ quote. I knew it was a quote from somewhere, but it didn't pop into my head as an MJ quote right off the bat. That's probably why it happened that way.
One of the oddly attributed MJ quotes that just makes no sense, but people love.
Yeah, but I mean, in this case, it actually works. Like, you're not going to, if you bring LeBron, you have to win a championship. It has to be, I mean, maximum your window, you're looking at 2 years. You're probably looking closer to 1 year. That's obviously on the table. But if you don't win, you sort of hit on it. Like, you've scrapped a big part of the Cavs' future. You set them back to just be, hopefully Evan Mobley's a top 5, top 10 player. And essentially, unless he develops into a Giannis or KD, you're in a dangerous spot of probably being set back for 4 or 5 years and being in the range of mediocrity to bad in the NBA.
And I want to get you guys caught up to speed just a little bit here, because I think a lot of you guys might be playing off of, I don't know, 72-hour news where you're like, it's not even realistic. I've heard all these different talking heads say he's not going to leave the Lakers. He's going to stay with Los Angeles. Jonathan and Jake, you guys are idiots. What are you talking about? I mean, door's open. Door can't be any more open than when Windy himself says he's on a locked it, and all of a sudden we can have some of these conversations. And then you couple it with the report today and the idea that the Cavs are not that interested in LeBron, but that's Kurt Heelan's report, so take that for whatever that's worth to you. And then he's out there at golf events wearing a welcome home hat and trolling everybody while being in Northeast Ohio. It is more than a worthy conversation. It's just, are you surprised if that is in fact true that the Cavs are turning LeBron away? But then the boo side of this is Kurt Heelan's report today suggesting the Cavs are not that interested in LeBron.
Yeah, I think we're on slightly different sides of Twitter. That happens to me where it's like the mix of stuff, but somehow, some way, I don't find myself scrolling Twitter all that much. It's usually just like a lot of my following tab and post notifications, or I'll scroll there once in a while, but it's like, it's usually spread out like 8 posts of nonsense. It's like, here's a thread of important moments in history. I'm like, I don't care. I've never watched one of these, and they just keep coming up.
I kind of like some of those though, like the sports accounts that like things that happened in like 1975. I'm like, man, Dave Parker really was a badass, wasn't he? I like that stuff. I always think that stuff's kind of fun.
But I love it if it was sports. But it's like, here's a moment in history. Like, here's a thread of things there. Here's the most wonderful places on earth. Here you can see videos of them. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that.
I click into all that too. I'm a glutton for all that stuff. What social media is in many ways, when it comes to just random facts and random observations, that's what I like. I like that a lot. You should see my TikTok. In between the break, I'll show you what we're searching. Some people are like, oh, it's food videos. And it's golf and like comedy clips and then the most random stuff you'd ever find. And I love it all. I really do. Some people shy away from that. I embrace it. I wrap my arms around the idea that we live in a world where I can just be fed information I didn't even know I wanted. Had no interest in finding out that stuff. And I'm like, here I am, and they're presenting it to me.
See, like, my TikTok's like that too, but I like that. I enjoy that. I just want my Twitter to be full of sports all day long.
Twitter's not the greatest. We can resolve ourselves on that. But it is great when it gives us info like what Kurt Heelan had to say today. And I don't think the Cavs are missing out if they don't go after LeBron. But I can't sit here and say I'm co-signing it either. I want LeBron on this team. And if the door's open and he ends up as a New York Knick, I'm going to have a real problem with the idea that Kobe wanted to run back the core four while LeBron James was sitting right there. And yes, there's a boom or bust component to all of this. Of course there is. But LeBron, Mobley, and Donovan on the same team shut the league down. You're in the NBA Finals with those three as long as they stay healthy. And so to me, it's like, hey, listen, if it cost you Allen, if it cost you Garland, if it cost you Strus, I'm all right with that. I don't have a problem with that scenario, but I will have a problem with the idea that if he ends up leaving Los Angeles, the Cavs were like, no, we're good here. We're the LeBron thing, we're set. I think we're good with the core four. I'm not going to take kindly to that, Jake.
It doesn't matter if you wherever he goes. Does not matter.
Well, so we can get into that side of things as well. Because I don't know that I necessarily – I think it's odd that LeBron would be in a Knicks uniform. I think it'd be odd if he's in a Warriors uniform. I think it'll be odd if he's in even a Dallas Mavericks uniform. It just won't look right. And I don't love for LeBron's legacy to add another team to that gets to kind of claim LeBron. One thing I think that always works really well for MJ is that the line after the fact is people just forget about the Wizards years. It's yes, there's two jerseys, but you can be like, yeah, but those Wizards years, they don't really count. But there's not four jerseys. There's not enough where it's like, well, we can't keep erasing everything. Like LeBron goes to Golden State, has one season, it still counts in the basketball reference page. It's still going to look a little weird. And forget about it if he goes to the Knicks or the Mavs and they end up actually winning a title. You win a title at a place, you're cemented there forever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great for the legacy. I think for me, though, when I look at it, like, sure, it's going to be weird to see LeBron another jersey. Yes, it hurts the legacy. Also, I think for me, it's basically, if you dive down into it, it's like, if he goes somewhere in the East, might be a problem. Like, if he went to the Knicks.
Well, just from a pure basketball standpoint, imagine LeBron being the one that stands in your way. Like, we talked about the Lakers versus the Cavs in the NBA Finals and what that would look like a month before the playoffs started because we were starting to get some intrigue attached to it. Could you imagine if he goes to the Knicks? And then it's the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, LeBron versus the Cavs, and then him beating the Cavs, especially after this report today that the Cavs are just not interested, as if he's days-old Chinese food, and we're just throwing him out to the curb and we have no use for it. It's astounding to me that this is the approach. And I don't know, maybe Kobe Altman is just throwing everybody a curveball because he doesn't want to seem desperate and he doesn't want to seem like he's going to give up the farm in the process. But if he ends up going to a different team, and it is whether the cost is insane and out of this world or whether it's a reasonable cost won't make a difference to me. If he ends up with the Knicks, if he ends up with another team, I'm going to look at the Cavs and say, what the hell happened here?
I think it's somewhat like if that team's the team that stands in your way. Again, like for me, it's a lot more. If you go to the West, I'm looking at it as like, oh, so it's the Lakers 2.0 essentially. Like they're going to do what they do with LeBron. There's no chance you see them unless you meet up in the NBA Finals, or it's that team that has to take down the Thunder. I'll take my chances. But if you go somewhere in the East where the East is right now wide open and as wide open as it's ever been and is probably ever going to be, then it's like, yeah, you drop the ball. Like if you're the Cavs, I don't know that I'd be throwing out the, we're not really interested. I'd be kind of on the down low. But you know what? Basically, if you want to trade LeBron, we're open for discussion. But if you're going to trade him somewhere else, let us know first. Like, we're not going to actively deal this, but let us know.
I didn't know we were in the business of just turning guys like LeBron James away and saying we're not that interested. Old age or not, LeBron was still a really good player last year. And I'm sorry, maybe I missed it. I mean, I've been over there a decent amount. I saw the one title. I missed the title and the championship case from the previous couple years, though. I missed the postseason success from the past couple years. Maybe I took a wrong turn in Independence and I hit the wrong side of the building. I'm not sure, but they can't be acting like they're too good for LeBron all of a sudden because they're not. And that goes to Donovan as well. Donovan, you've never made it out of the second round. Sorry, you need some help. And LeBron is the guy that gets people there. He just does. But does it matter where LeBron goes if it's not the Cavs? 216-474 to below 92. I will say a couple places will make more sense than others. Dallas, for instance, makes more sense because he played with Kyrie, he played with AD. There's that association together there. He played with Jason Kidd previously. He is actually Jason Kidd was the assistant coach in Los Angeles during the bubble championship, so he knows he likes him as a coach. If he went there, it'd be like, all right, and Klay Thompson's also there too. There's obviously the Warriors connection with that, but it'd be like, all right, you got a lot of people you liked playing with in the past, and they're all there. And you're in the West. You're not really going to take it. Yeah, I mean, no one's putting you as a title contender with that Mavericks team, but like it makes a little bit more sense. If he goes to the Knicks, if he goes to one of these Eastern Conference teams, Cavs, you shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically welcoming competition. You're welcoming another team to come in and try to steal the spotlight. Just, I don't know. Like, I'm going to feel like they're missing out on something, but at the same time, I guess the flip side of it, because like I'm more so in the boat of like, if he doesn't go to the East, then it doesn't really matter to me. Like, enjoy it in the West. The flip side is like in the current way the CBA is set up, your window to be competitive is as short as it's ever going to be. Yeah. So like teams are not building dynasties. You're not able to continue 5, 6, 7 years of success without manipulating the salary cap and doing some really wonky things to be able to find that success. Like the Thunder are the only team that are anywhere close to doing that right now. You would think that's kind of your moment to go all in is, well, if we're not going to be able to capitalize over the long term and likely keep this core together, see them build over the next 5 years and turn into a dynasty, wouldn't you then also want to go for it right now?
You'd think so. By the way, I can tell I'm on high alert right now with LeBron watch, and the idea that Windhorst says the door is open. He didn't do his.
You got to be careful. The door's unlocked. It's not open.
He didn't do it. Well, that's true. What's the difference? I guess the door isn't open. You still have to turn the knob.
Yeah, like why when you make a weird analogy and then throw like 6 caveats into it, it's like, well, see, before the door was locked and there was a chair in front of it and they had a dresser pushed up against the chair. Now the dresser and the chair are gone and the lock's kind of weak. You could probably pick it. And even if you have like moderate lock picking skills,
maybe it's like if you watch the new season of Squid Games and they have different locks that open up with different, one's a triangle, one's a circle, one's a square. They open up different things. He found the right triangle lock and now it opens up and he's ready to go. Imagine Windhorst in Squid Games. How about that? There's coffee. There's some food for thought right there for you on 2:32 on a July 2nd date. But no, I can tell I'm paying attention because Shams tweeted out, and I was like, I got to look at it. I know Jake's talking, but I got to look at it and see if he said anything about LeBron. No, Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie's gonna. I don't need Spencer Dinwiddie news right now. I don't. I need LeBron news.
It's worse. It's Spencer Dinwiddie to the Charlotte Hornets, by the way.
Unbelievable. 216-474 to below 92. Dion and Stowe. What's up, Dion?
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's up, man?
I really just can't believe what I'm hearing from y'all. We talking about somebody's about to be 41 years of age. I watched the Cavs go in there and beat the brakes off the Lakers twice last year. So what are we talking about?
What do you mean? What are we talking about? He averaged 25, 8, and 8 last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in today's NBA. Now go figure with that one.
In today's NBA, well, in today's NBA, 25, 8, and 8 is still really good.
A bunch of threes. I got Garland to do that.
Garland hasn't done that. No part of Garland's career has he done 25, 8, and 8.
Right, and the Lakers have not been good since what, 2020? They ain't been back to the champ. They ain't been nowhere.
They were in the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago and got put out, swept. Right? Come on now. What are we talking about?
That's further than the Cavs have made in 3 years.
Let's stay with the Cavs. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We're fine.
What are we doing? We're not making it to any conference finals, and we're just hanging out and getting waxed in the postseason. Let's get some guys. Let's get some guys with some postseason experience up in this club.
Okay, so now you want to give up Garland and Allen to get a 41-year-old that don't play no defense that shoots a bunch of threes.
Who says he doesn't play any defense?
Like everybody else.
Who says he doesn't play any defense? He plays way more defense than Garland does. It's LeBron James. He plays more defense in his sleep than Garland's ever played in his career. Now you're getting me to hate on Garland, and I don't want to do that, Dion.
Not at 41. He does.
Yes, he does.
Come on now.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Dion.
No, come on, man. Stop it. Everybody in their mama can go and watch LeBron, watch somebody go right past him and he blame everybody else.
It's just not true, Dion. It's just not true. You're just making things up now, Dion. It's just not true. We got all sorts of numbers that suggest LeBron is still a really good defensive player. But I hate that part of things, though. Like, I don't need to throw down Darius Garland to prop up LeBron James. That's not what I'm trying to do. But if the conversation is, I must keep Darius Garland, and it's a non-starter, and I can't have an interest in LeBron James because I need Darius Garland on my team so bad, then we're just having two different conversations. Because I don't need Darius Garland on this team. I said that with you guys yesterday. I've said that with you guys for weeks on end. I don't need Darius on this team to be satisfied. I don't. If the Darius Garland time has come to an end, guess what? No crocodile tears are coming out of my eyes. I'll be fine, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with having Darius on the team, but it's kind of it's looking at it and evaluating it. And obviously, the stuff that was news yesterday, we talked about the Darius defense. How much value does he have? Like, if you got a fair trade for Darius, and I think LeBron is in that vicinity of feeling like a fair trade.
I would think so too.
Yeah, like you would feel fine with it. I mean, listen, you got to strike for it. Like, the LeBron defense point doesn't make a ton of sense. I mean, he's basically averaged, and not that blocks and steals are everything in defensive metrics, but he's steals where he's been for a majority of the recent part of his career, blocks where he's been practically the entirety of his career, past like the first age of the Cavs, everywhere he's been. He's played 70 games last year. I mean, I don't know how much more you want. And if you're looking like this team to have mental, physical toughness, like, yeah, that does lie in LeBron. I mean, talk about mental toughness. The guy that's regarded as one of the 2 best players to ever play the game with multiple finals under his belt.
I mean, LeBron's like Tom Brady to me. If LeBron wants to play at least 50, I think he could do it. I just think the way that he takes care of his body and the way that he just is as serious about this as any basketball player we've ever seen, any athlete we've ever seen next to Tom Brady. He could play until he's a million years old. I'll have to see him actually fall down and not be as good. And he was still very, very good last year in many, many ways.